Welcome to Enchanted Tarot. This is for the sign of Leo for the month of December. It is a general reading, so it will not resonate with each and every one of you who are watching. And so if this does not sound like your story, check your moon sign or your rising sign. Your messages could be there, and if not, simply check back in the following week when I put out a new message for your sign. Okay, so in the past, I see there was this huge, it's like a jewel. It's a card of the jewel. That's what you've got here. This is a conflict, an argument, fight, where neither person wants to give an inch, but there's only one winner. But, again, sorry, but a lot of buts. There was a fight because somebody was protecting themselves, fearful of loss, fearful of hurt, being on guard, fearing they had a lot to lose. So they have this fight, this argument, or this exchange of words, or maybe it was one-sided, and maybe it felt victorious in the moment, like a win. And it's funny because it happened because they were protecting themselves, fear of loss, and ironically, they end up losing more than they bargained for. So they did it to protect themselves from losing, and yet there's an overall sense of having lost everything, sitting behind that wall that they withdrew to. We see that this may have taken place, because here we have the death, so we know it brought about an ending. So it took place. Why? Because the ego said so. That's what happened. So the ego said something must be shed here with the peacock. They were standing in this very choppy water, they felt. They felt threatened. Felt most likely that they couldn't move it where they wanted it to, and took that decision. Backed up by the ego once again. Now this is either your energy or it's theirs. Somebody rebelled. They didn't think the plan was going to work, or they felt that the other was self-serving, maybe taking advantage of them, and then thus again you go back to that energy of wanting to protect the self. The ego, bruised, hurt, demanding, that you do something. Frustration with the Nine of Shields over here. Rebellion. Feeling that something maybe wasn't right, or that somebody, it was going against your beliefs in some way. Rising up. But now, if I look at the overall energies, I have the teacup here. You see that? What does this mean? Well, it means it's like a storm in a teacup, and it's something small that most likely was misunderstood and got blown out of proportion. Now, it could be, you see, it took place, this person feels like they've lost everything. The Five of Swords is here. The sword is like embedded in the stone. They don't know if they can ever restore things. Clearly, you know, with the Hierophant in the reverse, it could be that this is somebody who makes their own rules, so to speak, does not really take advice. And they end up typically digging themselves a deeper hole, which appears to have happened here behind their wall, hidden, hiding, thinking, and still unhappy, probably more unhappy than they were before this all took place. So what they're doing here is watching. Maybe feeling sorry for themselves, because we have this card of devotion here. You see, and this king, he's looking at that cup. You see that? And he doesn't look happy. And it's almost like I want it, but you know, maybe I can't have it. It could also be here for a different reason, and I'll go into that. We have this card of devotion, you see, so that's like saying you felt that you or they, that you would have done anything for that person. But now I go to the card of ascension, which is next to it. And this King of Cups. Okay, so the card of ascension is a struggle to gain momentum. Okay, to gain momentum, you have to harness both the will and the emotion. So the heart and the head. Both must rule if you're to obtain your desires. In this case, looking back, these were out of balance. Maybe they still are, but certainly back here they were. And why this card is here is because it speaks to the emotion, so it's telling us what was ruling at the time was the emotion, which caused somebody to explode, you see. And although they were doing it to protect themselves from being hurt, they ended up losing anyway, and feel now like they've lost, you know, everything. So what did they gain? So now we have them watching, trying to gain momentum because they still have love for this person. What we see is a change in this person here, and I'll tell you why that is. It's because of this Knight of Swords. You see him? It doesn't look like your typical Knight of Swords now, does it? In the past, he was the other Knight of Swords, the one who jumped in right away, had his say, caused a lot of damage, and rode out. That's what he did. That's what I'm seeing. And this knight has changed. He has learned not to be impulsive. His sword is sheathed. He does not want to fight. He comes in as a helping hand. So this is what he's thinking of. Okay? because he does want that cup, but does the other person? So that would be something he would be worried about. This is the new offer, maybe even an apology with this card. And this is a card of working towards something, putting effort towards something. And I feel that this is what he's trying to do. I feel like there's a missing piece because of this card. He feels like there's a missing piece. And he doesn't want to trip up again, so to speak, you know. He wants the chance. He wants another chance. He wants to start again. And this is what he's looking at, because this is a card of a missing piece. So he feels like he's missing a piece, or he's looking back, because this can be a card of something not feeling quite right. And here he's watching. So he could be looking back here, thinking that something is not quite right about what happened. That could be part of this too. Taking a deeper look at what happened. This person, you would not be aware of what's going on with this person. They're doing all of this and having all of these thoughts behind their wall. But, you know, when you do hear from this person, know that there has been a change. Perhaps be willing to listen. Be open to what they have to say. It's possible that they will reveal something to you that you may not have been aware of previously. That is what I have for you. I thank you for watching, for liking, and for sharing my videos, and for subscribing. Also, thank you to everyone who has sent in a donation to the channel. It is greatly appreciated. Many blessings.